And he calls me up and he goes, what's going on? He goes, you got guys shooting at you? You got guys after you? I said, I got no guys after me. I met these guys through you. No one's shooting at me before I started driving a cab for you. So he goes, listen, you can't work back here. He says, I'll get you a job at one of the other cab companies, but you can't come work back here because these guys called up here and they said they'll pay for the cab and they'll fix all the damage to the cab, but they want your name and address. So they want me to give you up so they can come get you. But we're not fired, but you just can't work here anymore. Okay, great. Thanks. Thanks for nothing. Village Car Service. Okay. Now, here I am. I was in a tough time in my life. I told you the case and stuff, So I was in a position for a first time in a long time where I didn't have like an army of guys I could turn to. Okay? I didn't have an army to go to. I had no guys of my own. There's guys coming to my house looking for me to come kill me, and I got no guys of my own. Those kind of guys that you need, those kind of situations. First time in my life, too, by the way, that I realized I got no guys. I had a couple of guys, but not that I could, really. I didn't have an army. And it was a revelation in my life that I didn't have an army. But I got to tell you this. When this crisis happened this week, and we almost lost the station, and we almost lost this show, when I went on the air and I told you guys that I was in trouble and I needed your help, I have an army again, okay? We got an army, okay? Because people did dip into their pockets to help and support things here. And they see the kind of work that we're doing. They see what we're trying to accomplish here, and they see the growth, and they see what's taking place. And they mobilize like an army, and they all got together, and you all saved this show, and you saved this station. I would have been, I would have been traumatized if I would have lost this show. Okay, the people I get to talk to, the people I get to meet, the whole Leonard Peltier situation is this is iconic in my life. And to be able to talk to his son, to be able to do a little bit of help to get this man out of prison, to be able to do a little bit of effort and get Reverend Pinckney out of prison, to be able to make a little effort here and stop this Dakota pipeline. These things that we can do here, and the truth we can get out to people and report to people about Hillary and about all this nonsense about we get a doctor on here who can diagnose her and get the Secret Service agent who worked for the Clintons, who testified against the Clintons in Whitewater. This is real work. We're getting something done here. And I can't tell you how much I love you guys and how much I appreciate them. With this past week, I'm invigorated. I'm renewed, okay, with enthusiasm and with energy. And I'm talking to people already here, local people. And by the way, I just got picked up on another station here locally here in Las Vegas, which is a big deal, okay, because it's a focus here. We're going to mobilize here locally and make some changes here in the court system, change some of these judges, start backing the right people here locally, local candidates on the school board and this kind of stuff. We can make some real changes here, guys, okay? And I cannot tell you, okay, how much I thank you and how much I love you and how much you just saved me. You saved the show. You saved it this week, and we got an army, okay? And we have momentum, and we have enthusiasm. We could take this and keep moving forward. So my next plan is to I'm going to get some local people here to help me, because I can't spend my time finding sponsors and finding advertisers as well as doing the research, because you saw how the show suffered this week, okay? It was kind of mashed together. I got a couple of tape shows for the member section that I was able to put together, and then we have a big show tomorrow. It's a good quality show tomorrow. It's going to be a home run, I guarantee it. But you see, when my attention's a little distracted and I got, big problems going on, things suffer a bit. Okay, they were done last minute. Then my notes aren't correct. Things aren't done right. So I'm going to be putting into place commission people to get advertisers. And then the next step is we need a bigger audience. We got to get on AM, FM stations. There's AM, FM stations that want me, big ones. The one in California has an area of 5 million people. The one in Arizona covers 75% of the state of Arizona. There's other network packages and stuff that we can get involved in. And then even attract even bigger sponsors. And then even attract even bigger guests and more important stuff. We can do this. We can do this. I'm so confident right now because I know that there's people listening that understand what I'm doing and understand and are behind this. I can't tell you how encouraged I am. And I said in the update, I said every time in my life that there's been a tragic situation, that there's been a catastrophe in my life, I've always stopped and said, there's a pathway out of this that will not only solve the problem, not only get me out of this crisis, but I'll come out of this better than I went into it. And that does exist. It exists for every kind of problem out there. And I believe it exists for this. I've got renewed energy. I can't thank you enough. We've got an army, guys. We've got an army. And I can't tell you, I'm expecting big things. And I appreciate your prayers and all your support, the financial support, and even the other things we talked about too, like clicking on the ads and visiting the sponsors and stuff. It's all in the YouTube channel video called Update on Awake Radio and Opera Report. I just did it the other day. Other ways you can help support the show without sending money, just by watching. Instead of when you watch the YouTube video, instead of clicking skip ad, if you watch that little ad and let it play out, we can get YouTube and Google to support the show. So that's been my week. I hope I told the Village 27. That was my car number. Village 27 was my car. So if you live on Staten Island and you listen to us on the air radio and you ever took a ride with me in Village 27, give me a call. Listen, guys, I love you. All right, and we're gonna get through all this. And bigger and better than ever before. Because when millions of people get together and fight injustice, we win.
What does it mean to live a moral life? When we talk about morality and when we talk about justice, we have to understand that there is no justice when so few have so much and so many have so little. There is no justice when the top 1/10 of 1% owns almost as much wealth as the bottom 90%. Millions of people are working long hours for abysmally low wages, working hard, but unable to bring in enough money to adequately feed their kids. There is no justice when the United States of America has the highest rate of childhood poverty of any major country on earth. How can we talk about morality, about justice, when we turn our backs on the children of our country? We have in this country sufficient amounts of money to put more people in jail than any other country on earth. But apparently we do not have enough money to provide jobs and education to our young people. We are the only major country on earth that does not guarantee health care to all people as a right. All of God's children, the poor, the wretched, they have a right to go to a doctor when they are sick.
I want you to think of what this great country can be. We can be a nation which join other nations around the world in guaranteeing health care to all people as a right. We can be a nation in which working parents can get quality, affordable child care. We can be a nation in which every American, regardless of his or her income, can get a college education. We can be a nation in which every senior lives out their lives in dignity and security. We can be a nation in where everyone, no matter their race, their religion, their disability, or their sexual orientation, realizes the full promise of equality that is our birthright as Americans. Brothers and sisters, this is the nation we can create when we stand together and not let people divide us.
The history of America and the fight for human dignity is a history of struggle. They struggled because they said, I am a human being. I have rights. You can't do that to me. I need dignity. And unions were formed, and people fought, and people died, and people were beaten, and people went to jail. When millions of people stand up and fight, they win.
Okay, coming up next is Pierce Redmond, Porkins Policy, and I forget who his guest is, but I know it's a really good guest because I was looking at it before I started preparing tonight. It's been a long, long day. I had to produce for Nico House, and then I had to go live with Chauncey Peltier, and then I got to do my little live segment there. But listen, guys, coming up next, Porkins Policy.